What am I doing? Welcome to the the movie. We are about to cram a 10-month journey into a 20-minute video, so buckle up and let's get into it. I had just beaten Sonic Wave, and I was a 144Hz player, and I didn't even know if I wanted to try beating the Golden yet. I was just curious about it, the level looked fun, and the music sync was really appealing about it, so I wanted to give it a try. And pretty quickly I realized what I was getting myself into. This level is seemingly impossible for me. On my first stream, it took me 2.5 hours to do 85 to 100, the ending 15% shit. Nice. One time. Which is kind of insane, because that's the part you need to be the most consistent at. It's at the end of the level. But, honestly, it was weirdly fun. Even though I was dying literally every 2 seconds, it felt really good making progress on something that felt impossible. Yeah, so much fun. Really fun. The ending is so fun. Now for some context, the level I had just beaten, Sonic Wave, is top 300 on the demon list. And the Golden is all the way up here. This is a massive jump in difficulty. I'd call it about 2.5 to 3 times as hard as Sonic Wave was. So it's gonna be pretty normal in this video to see me spend hours to get single-digit % runs. And speaking of that, stream number 2 is probably the stream I look back at the most and just think to myself, wow. Because this was the first time I had ever touched the waves. In my head, I'm getting into this and I'm thinking, I just beat Sonic Wave, I'm pretty wave carried, that's a hard wave level. So it's like, how hard can the Golden's waves really be? They shouldn't be that bad for me, right? I had never been more wrong about anything in my entire life. This is actually impossible. How has anyone beaten this from 0 ever? The waves take up a good 25% chunk of the Golden, and they're split into 2. You got the first wave, 25 to 36, and then the second wave, which is 36 to 50. So I started by learning the second wave, and I wanted to start back to front with the wave, so I started at the end of the second wave. And it took me 3 hours to do a single 4% run once. Thank God, dude. Thank God. Oh my God. I had to slow it down to 0.7 speed and speed it up slowly in order to even fathom learning the clicks. And that ending of the second wave became my nemesis, especially from 0. I died there so many times. Oh, come on, dude. Fuck! So, I came up with a strategy. My philosophy has always been to learn levels back to front, because dying at the end of the level sucks, and you want to be the most consistent at the parts that matter. And when you die at the beginning, it doesn't really matter, you just reset and you'll get there again pretty quickly anyways, but getting to the end takes so much effort, you don't want to die once you're there. But after realizing just how hard these waves were, I decided to approach it a little bit differently. Instead of working from the end backwards, I split my time into 2 different sections. The goal was to get 50 to 100 and 25 to 50 done around the same time, because honestly, they're pretty comparable in difficulty. 50 to 100 is probably a little harder, but not by much. Which is kind of insane if you think about it, because the waves are only 25% of the level, but it's basically like doing a 50% run. So some streams I would work on the ending 70 to 100 era, and then other streams I'd work on the waves 25 to 50, working both of them back to front. And I was starting with the second wave at the drop, 36 to 50. After spending 3 hours just to get a 4% run, I knew I had to change something. So in stream 3, I tried a new approach. I made a slightly nerfed version of the second wave, moving all of the spikes up 5 ticks and down 5 ticks, except for the first click, that way I'd enter the section the same every time. The idea was to learn the same click pattern as the level, but not have to die a bajillion times. And honestly, it worked way better. But even with the nerfs, it still took me 3 hours to do 36 to 50 twice. That's 2. At least I had learned the pattern. Stream 4 went back to the ending again, and after about 3 hours of grinding, I finally pushed the run further. I turned my 85 to 100 into an 80 to 100. Let's go, dude. And that felt huge at the time. Then we hit stream 5. And oh man, I set a goal that was way too ambitious. I wanted to do the full unnerfed 36 to 50 second wave at the drop. I had practiced it a bunch off stream, so I thought I was ready. That stream was 6 hours long. And I died at 49% 5 different times. And then I ran out of time before I could even get the run. And honestly, that knocked the wind out of my sails. At this point, I had already spent 3 streams, 9 hours on stream and more hours off stream, trying to do just this 14% section. And I still couldn't do it once. So, stream 5 kind of broke me. I did end up finishing the 36 to 50 run, but I did it off stream because I just needed to be alone to focus. Finally. Honestly, most of my wave grinding happened off stream because I just wanted to save everyone from having to watch me die in less than a second for hours. So, stream 6 went back to the ending, and I wanted to learn a new part, so I spent about 4 hours learning the 70 to 80 part, the robot. And then that leads into stream 7, which I would say was my real turning point. The goal was to hit a 70 to 100 run. I had some brutal fails, dying at 96. No! But in under 2 hours, I got it. Let's go, dude! I was so happy, because I now had the ending 30% in one run and the second wave in one run. And for the first time, I actually asked myself, wait, am I able to do this? The level still felt impossible, especially the idea of doing the last ship from 0. But I was finally making real progress. Then, off stream, I decided to finally learn the much procrastinated first wave. And I did this off stream for the same reason as before, so that people don't have to watch me die a billion times in less than a second, and also so that I could just be alone and focus. And I learned it the same way I learned the second wave at the drop, learned the slightly nerfed version so I could learn the pattern, and then went to the normal version and learned it all back to front. And doing the first wave was a huge step to getting the 25 to 50 run done. And let me tell you, man, that first wave is tough. It took me multiple days to do it a single time. But I did notice something. It felt a little easier to learn after having done the second wave, which was the first real sign that I was improving as a player. What's funny is, the second wave is actually pretty structured. You click on the beat going up, click on it going down, click on it in the middle, and then do a triple click. It's basically a straightforward pattern all the way through. The first wave? Every click is different. Nothing repeats, nothing feels comfortable. Every click feels like its own section. Let me show you what I mean. First click is blind, you can't even see it. The second click is a 60 FPS frame perfect. The third click is on the beat but with a short release. Fourth click, you need to have an early timing into the portal. And then fifth click, you hold extra long to clear this gear. And that's all in like 2 seconds. This wave is insane. But anyways, back to what was happening on stream. Stream 8 started the next phase, learning 50 to 70. The goal was to learn 50 to 70 backwards, and then add on to it 70 to 100 so I could eventually get the 50 to 100. And honestly, 60 to 70 wasn't that bad. The ball was a little tricky, but after getting destroyed by the drop waves, the wave in this part wasn't bad at all. But then I met the 50 to 60 ship. And holy hell, that ship was way harder than I thought it was gonna be. Every click felt insanely precise. It took all of stream 8 and half of stream 9 just to clear the ship once. Oh, okay. Meanwhile, I could clear 60 to 70 pretty quickly, but 50 to 60 was just on another level. And then I started picturing clutching through both waves from 0 just to have to deal with this ship right after. And unfortunately, that happened a lot later on. Are you What am I doing? Around stream 10, I started falling into a routine, and this basically became my structure for the next few months. First thing I do to start the day, practice the 85 to 100 ending, build that consistency. Then I'd go back to each individual wave at the drop and try to beat them at least once. And I'd always hoped that one of my first wave runs would just fluke through the second wave and I'd get the 25 to 50. That never happened. Then I would spend the rest of my session grinding from 50, with the ultimate goal being 50 to 100. It actually took all the way from stream 8 through stream 12 to get a single 50 to 70 run. Okay, let's go, finally. I was honestly baffled by how hard that was for me. The ship was insane, the wave is not free, and the ball is just weird. But at this point, I was starting to see the full picture finally start coming together. I had fully learnt the back half of the level. I had 50 to 100 in 2 runs. And I had both waves individually in 1 run. The plan from earlier was finally taking shape, getting 25 to 50 and 50 to 100 learnt and done around the same time. Things were looking up. But oh man, things did not go up from there. After finally getting 50 to 70, I set the next big goal. I wanted the 50 to 100 run. Little did I know how impossible that was actually going to be. At this point, it had been about 2 months since I had started the journey, and the next 5 streams were all dedicated to trying to get 50 to 100. And I stuck to the same routine every time. Play 85 to 100 a few times, play each wave once, and then go grind from 50. And even after 5 streams and countless hours off stream, the run was nowhere in sight. The best I could get was like 50 to 80 something. I couldn't even make it to the end ship from 50. It was tough. It was defeating. So defeating, I actually stopped streaming. I felt like I had hit the limit of my ability, like I needed nothing short of a miracle to get any further. So, for the next 8 months, I stopped streaming. But I didn't quit the level. I still played off stream and I recorded runs, but I'd only go for 50 to 100 maybe a couple times a week. And life started taking priority too, and it slowly started to feel like the level was slipping away from me. Even after months of playing off stream, it still just felt like I was getting nowhere. And then, completely out of nowhere, the most ridiculous thing happened. And to this day, I have no idea how I did this. I was just doing my usual routine, practicing the ending, practicing the waves, and this happened. There is no fucking way I just did that. Oh my god. What? I wasn't even trying to go for a run. Forget 50 to 100. I just fluked 36 to 100. Out of absolutely nowhere. I was ecstatic. All the motivation that had been drained out of me instantly came back. And right after that run, I decided to start streaming again. I had upgraded to full face cam with gameplay now. And now the goal had changed. Everything was different. It was finally time to go for the 25 to 50 run. And after 8 months of grinding the waves off stream, I knew I was going to be capable of it. And honestly, it happened really fast. In a little under an hour, I hit the 25 to 50. And finally did both waves in a single attempt. All of the off-stream grinding, all the repetition, it finally felt like it was paying off. So, on that same stream, stream 16, I decided to reward myself. After all this grinding the level, I finally allowed myself to play in the first 25% of the level. Aside from a few early practice mode runs and a couple no-clip shenanigans, I had never actually seen the beginning before. I thought it'd be a nice change of pace. But, yeah. That's when I got introduced to the 14 to 20 ship. And oh my. I thought the 50 to 60 ship was hard. That part felt like a joke compared to this. The section was insanely tight, and being in slow speed made the ship way more sensitive. You'd tap once and your ship would just launch up or down. The timings were precise, the angles were weird, the momentum felt unnatural. And the first click was another black screen click, even worse than the first wave. I've never been a ship-focused player, I've always been better at wave. And while I still think the waves are overall harder, this section gave me so much trouble because it was my biggest weakness. But after 8 months of learning impossible parts, I knew how to learn. And after about an hour, I did the ship. From there, stream 17 was spent learning the rest of the beginning until I had the 0 to 25 section down. The first UFO and ball weren't too bad, they were just a little inconsistent and weird. Stream 19 was just grinding random parts. And then on stream 20, we had our next goal. Get to the first wave from 0. Even after practicing every part individually, it still took almost 2 hours. And I was really hopeful when I got to the wave that I would somehow do another fluke and just fluke the rest of the level. Here's how that went. Died instantly. But it didn't matter, because getting there meant something huge. I officially had the level in 3 runs. 0 to 25, 25 to 50, and 36 to 100. For the first time, I had played every section of the Golden. And this is the moment where everything changed. This is the point where the journey stopped being about learning it and started being about beating it. It would be another month from the first time I reached the drop until I would finally beat it. And man, what a month it was. Can't stop inching forward. Yay! What is this click? Welcome to stream number 21, or 22, 24, 25, 26. No way. Oh my god. We're almost at 50. I thought I had it that attempt. We actually, wait. We just got past both waves from 0. Hang on, I need a second to, like, process that. I just got past both waves from fucking 0, dude! Yo, what's going on? Welcome to stream number 30. The runs kept getting deeper. And then 77. Oh my god. When I got 77, I genuinely thought I was about to beat it. The ending ship was still terrifying, but I felt like if I could just get past that ship once, it'd be over. But for the next 8 streams, I could not get past 77. What am I doing? And then, on stream 40, the worst happened. No! My heart rate was pumping over 170 BPM, and I made it to the ending ship, past all the hardest clicks. I died on the last click of the ship. I had passed everything that mattered, I just couldn't control my nerves long enough to pull it through. That's when I realized how big of a fight this was gonna be. When I beat Sonic Wave, my heart rate peaked just over 150, but on this level it was flying past 170. My hands would shake, my finger would sweat, and it'd slip off the button. I started losing confidence that I could actually finish it, but I forced myself to keep playing, because I knew it had to be soon. 2 streams later, I had another chance at the ending ship, and I passed it. But then, my worst fail of the entire journey, 94%. No, dude. No. No. Oh my god, dude. The 60 FPS frame perfect at the end got me. I couldn't believe I died to it. I had practiced it so many times, but I just couldn't control my nerves. My heart rate was completely out of control. I almost didn't want to play anymore. It felt like I had already beaten it, but I just didn't see the completion screen. And those frustrations certainly carried through the end of that stream. Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna fucking break everything, bro. I want to just fucking break my PC in half and never touch it again. Come on! I'm always too low, so I adjust too high, and I'm too fucking high. God fucking damn it! Fuck this level. See y'all, I'm done. I was permanently tilted. But through the support of all of you guys, I kept playing and pushing for that completion. And then, on the most random day, I wasn't even playing well. My hands were cold, I felt off, but somehow, it happened. I finally beat the hardest level and hardest project of my entire life. So, with all of that behind us, I proudly present to you the Golden. I did it! Ah! Oh my god! Ah! I fucking did it! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god, I did not expect that today. I just got the best gift, the best surprise of my fucking life. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry, dude. 10-month journey, dude. 10 months. Look at my heart rate, bro. Holy shit. And just like that, it was finally over. Or so I thought. After the completion, I learned that I was using Physics TPS 360 without realizing that's not allowed for submissions. So my run got rejected, leaving me no choice but to do it all again from zero. Oh my god! What the ah! I died past 80 over and over and over again. 87, no. 88, twice, no. 89, 90, 92. Runs that should have been completions. I wasn't motivated like the first time. I wasn't chasing the impossible anymore. No mental trick I tried seemed to work. So I went back to the only thing I knew how to do, and I just kept fighting through it. Attempt after attempt, stream after stream. I added another 10,000 attempts, 12 streams, over 40 hours, and some of my streams were over 6 hours long apiece. So I just kept fighting through it until I finally broke through. Yes! Oh, I verified the Golden, let's go. Rebeating the Golden ended up being one of the hardest mental challenges of my entire life. And this time, it was really over. Got my run accepted and my name on the pointer crate list, instantly jumping me to top 2,000 in the world. And the journey was finally complete. If you made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. This video took a lot to put together, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I stream almost every day, so if you want to catch the next grind live, come and check it out. And yeah, this has been The Golden, the movie. Thanks for watching.